Hello everyone, Joe Morton here. I wanted to share with you a basic principle in life, a truth that exists, that has been existing for thousands and thousands of years. Whether it's Lao Tzu, I'll share a few quotes that kind of bring this message together. Whether it's Lao Tzu 2,500 years ago or whether it's Tony Robbins today, this is a truth that has remained intact. And everyone's saying the same thing, maybe just a little bit differently. And it is this, that we go in the direction of our dominant thoughts. We go in the direction of our dominant thoughts. Think about that. Now, there was this back in the 80s. My dad, I grew up in the 80s. It was when computers really started taking hold and we started to, computers became a little more popular. They were starting to be introduced into households and into the schools and so forth. And so there was a computer terminology that was used back then, and it still exists today, and it's GIGO, G-I-G-O, and it stands for garbage in, garbage out. The point being that if you program garbage into the computer, garbage is going to come out, okay? That's basically the principle behind it. We are no different as human beings. We are no different with our minds. If we're putting garbage in, garbage is going to come out. Our father used to say that to us, hey, don't put garbage in because the garbage is going to come out. And so the opposite is true, that if we're putting positive in, positive is going to come out. And so whatever's dominating our thoughts, our minds, we are going to go in the direction of that thought, okay? And so let's be very careful because our minds are very fertile. So let's be very careful what we plant in there. Now, as I mentioned, this has stood the test of time. I mean, this has been around for thousands of years, whether it's a thought leader from 2,500 years ago or whether it is thought leaders of today in our modern day. And I want to just share a few of these over the years so that it gives you an idea that, yes, over the centuries, people have been saying the same thing. I mentioned Lao Tzu. Lao Tzu said this, if you correct your mind, the rest of your life will fall into place. Again, that's about 2,500 years ago. Around the same time, Buddha said this, the mind is everything. What you think, you become. Think about it. What you think, you become. You go in the direction of your dominant thoughts, right? Jesus said about 2,000 years ago, ask and ye shall receive, knock and it shall be opened unto you. The whole point being, what are we asking for in life? If we're asking to go this direction, when I say ask, we're kind of asking for it if we're filling our minds with garbage, because garbage is going to come out, or are we filling our minds with positivity? Are we filling our minds with optimism? Are we filling our minds with abundant thoughts versus scarcity thoughts? Okay. Lao Tzu also said this. I really like this because it's a great analogy. In fact, James Allen kind of uses this analogy of plants and watering and so forth. I'll get into that in just a moment. But Lao Tzu says this, be careful what you water your dreams with. Water them with worry and fear and you will produce weeds that choke the life of your dreams. Water them with optimism and solutions and you will cultivate success. Always be on the lookout for ways to turn a problem into an opportunity for success. Always be on the lookout for ways to nurture your dreams. So this is a very important point that he's making here because he's talking about watering our dreams or watering our fears. What are we going to water? What are we produce? And so this is something in life. First of all, I want you to have dreams. I mean, we depend on our dreams to move forward in life, to take us to different levels and different stages and accomplishing certain things in our lives. We'll talk about that in different videos. But to begin, first, it's like conquering this so we can conquer out here. Okay? And this is going to be a very important part because do we water our dreams or do we water our fears? That's what he's talking about here. First, you want to have dreams, but which ones are you watering? And because fears are going to come in. No one's immune to fears. No one is immune to fears. Okay? You might think, oh, you look at a great leader, whether it's in the sports world or business world or wherever, you might think, oh, they don't have fears. No, they have fears. They just do a good job conquering those fears. And they water their dreams and they water their goals more than they water their fears. In fact, they conquer their fears. By doing this, you're feeding your dreams and your goals and your aspirations and where you want to go in life, and you're crushing your fears. That's what you want to do. So continuing on, Charles Haanel, love Charles Haanel, by the way. I'm rereading his book called The Master Key. Fantastic, early 1900s book. He says the world within is the cause and the world without the effect. To change the effect, you must change the cause. So he's basically saying this. It's an inside out versus an outside in, okay? Inside out versus outside in. If it's outside in, then we blame everyone for our problems. We can blame the weather, and the weather's the problem, our boss or the government or our parents or our brothers or our sister or neighbors or friends or whatever. We blame everything else versus in here, inside out. Very important point. Ooh, I love this. Bob Marley, one of the greatest musicians, in my opinion, of all time. And he said this beautiful, beautiful line from one of his songs: emancipate yourself from mental slavery. None but ourselves can free our mind. He's saying it starts with us. We're the ones. We start here. None but ourselves can free our mind. In Proverbs, Old Testament, Proverbs 23:7 says, for as a man thinketh in his heart, so is he. In fact, there's an entire book, James Allen, and I'm going to actually quote James Allen here in a second. This book written in 1903, phenomenal, highly recommended. As you can see, not a very big book to have to read, but powerful. You could read one page a day, you could read one verse a day and kind of contemplate on it and consider it as you go throughout each day. But that's where this book comes from, is from Proverbs. Obviously, as a man thinketh in his heart, so is he. Oprah Winfrey, I love Oprah Winfrey. Fantastic mind, incredible business leader, incredible thought leader. She says, I know for sure that what we dwell on is who we become. Meaning, again, we go in the direction of our dominant thoughts. Albert Einstein, one of the greatest minds ever in the history of the world. I think nobody's going to argue on that. He says this: imagination is everything. It is the preview of life's coming attractions. Love this. Imagination is the preview of life's coming attractions. It's your coming attractions. What's dominating your thoughts? What's dominating your imaginations is where you're going. James Allen, of course, I was just mentioning about James Allen, in his book, As a Man Thinketh, he says this: of all the beautiful truths pertaining to the soul which have been restored and brought to light in this age, none is more gladdening or fruitful of divine promise and confidence than this, that man is the master of thought, the molder of character, and the maker and shaper of condition, environment, and destiny. Love that. Beautiful. Now, William James says this. He's considered the father of modern psychology. He says this: there is a law in psychology that if you form a picture in your mind of what you would like to be, and you keep and hold that picture there long enough, you will soon become exactly as you've been thinking. That's it. What's dominating your minds? What's dominating your hearts? What is there in your mind? What are your dreams? What are your goals? Do you water your dreams, or do you water your fears? Do you water your goals? You're writing down goals. Do you have goals? If you have goals, are you reviewing them so that you can have them dominate in your minds, as he's talking about? That point being that if you form a picture, or your goals, your dreams, you form a picture of what you'd like to be, what you like to become, where you like to go, and you keep and hold that picture there long enough, you will soon become exactly as you've been thinking. Powerful. It's universal and it's timeless. Whether it's Lao Tzu 2,500 years ago, or whether it's Tony Robbins today. I love Tony Robbins, been to several seminars. Tony Robbins today saying, where focus goes, energy flows. Where focus goes, energy flows. It's the same thing. Stood the test of time, the exact same thing, and thought leaders from all different centuries have said the same thing. So tip for today: shut off the news, be careful, because that's garbage in, it's garbage going to come out. You're not going to see the world abundantly. You're going to see the world in negativity, and it's going to feed your fears. and starve your dreams. Instead, you want to feed your dreams and starve your fears. So tip number 2, read every day. Read even one page, whatever it might be. Whatever you need to do to put positive into your mind so that positive can come out. So you can do that in the form of reading. You can do that in the form of audio books. Podcasts are a phenomenal way to be able to do this. Podcasts are fantastic. YouTube is an amazing, amazing tool so that you can fill your mind. There's so many great thought leaders out there that are sharing incredible content on YouTube. Use that. Audiobooks. Turn your car, your vehicle, into a library on wheels. I think Jim Rohn said it. I don't remember exactly. I can't take credit for it. But turn your vehicle into a library on wheels. That's just another way. So you've got shut the news off. So make sure that you're controlling that input to be from garbage to positive. And number 2, put positive in through the form of reading, audiobooks, podcasts, videos, whatever it might be. Feed your goals and your dreams and starve your fears. So where focus goes, energy flows, as Tony Robbins said. Or as Lao Tzu said, if you correct your mind, the rest of your life will fall into place. We go in the direction of our dominant thoughts. Make it a great day. And you know what? Thank you for watching this video. Please click subscribe. Please click like and share this video with those you feel that would like to see this as well. Make it a great day.